Hey, what's up? It's Thomas DeLauer with Six Pack Shortcuts, and I want to talk today about increasing your testosterone levels through your diet. So if you've been following the media lately, you've been seeing there's so much coming out in the way of testosterone. We're hearing about low T everywhere that we turn. And by now you probably know that low testosterone levels are going to mean that you have a decreased sex drive, you're going to have that decreased amount of muscle mass, decreased amount of strength, and you're going to find it a lot easier to gain body fat. But what we've been finding is that you can actually increase your testosterone levels simply by changing up some of the things that you eat. So that means you don't have to deal with needles, you don't have to deal with hormone patches and hormone creams. You can simply eat the right foods to sort of manipulate your body into getting a little bit more testosterone out of you. What that means is you're going to have that better sex drive, you're going to have more energy and that alpha male mentality in the gym. You're going to be able to put on more muscle mass, and you're going to be able to naturally stay leaner just walking around day to day. So let's take a look at the first thing that you can do. The first thing that you're going to want to do is start eating a fatty breakfast. And I've talked about this a lot in my other videos. I've talked about how eating a fatty breakfast can help with brain health. And it definitely does. By eating fatty foods in the morning, you can allow your body to mobilize fat stores that go straight to your brain and give you more brain power. But in addition to that, you can provide your body with what it needs to produce the right kind of cholesterols that are going to synthesize testosterone. So eating something like some cage-free organic eggs with a little bit of bacon. And you don't have to go crazy on the bacon. Talking about just enough bacon to get you the saturated fats that you need to support healthy cholesterol. We're talking about the good cholesterol here, not the LDL bad cholesterol. Those heightened levels of good cholesterol are going to lead to massive amounts of testosterone being synthesized, especially in the morning when your body is the most sensitive to that. Now, if you don't want to have bacon and eggs, you can still have things like the healthy fats like avocados, nuts, seeds, things like that. Use olive oils, use coconut oils. All those things are good. Bacon and eggs just seems the most logical for breakfast, right? The next thing that you want to do is eat a lot of cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables are the things like the broccolis and the cauliflowers. Things that may not be the most amazing things to eat, but the fact is they're going to help your testosterone levels, and here's why. So those cruciferous vegetables actually lower estrogen levels. And you see, when you start increasing your testosterone levels, which you're going to do by eating the right fatty foods in the morning, then naturally your estrogen levels are going to rise as well. So you're going to have testosterone levels coming up here, and your estrogen levels are going to naturally rise. Now, throughout the day, your testosterone levels may decline a little bit, and your estrogen levels may stay elevated. Estrogen is more or less the opposite of testosterone. It's the female hormone, but we still have a natural balance of it within the male body. So if you are cutting the estrogen out of your body a little bit more, it allows the testosterone to have a little bit more of a dominant effect. You see, estrogen can make you look a little bit softer. Estrogen can make it so that you're holding a little bit more water in the subcutaneous tissue. So those cruciferous vegetables kill off the estrogen, or at least limit it a little bit, so that testosterone can do its job and you can get the most benefit from it, meaning you're going to get that extra sex drive and you're going to get that hardened muscle look in the gym that you always want. And if you're like me, eating vegetables can be time consuming and get a little bit annoying at times, so it might be best to just invest in a juicer. And you can throw some fruit in the blender and then throw your cauliflower, throw your broccoli in the blender along with it and just chug it down, because you know that that's what you got to do to get your body in the optimum hormonal state to build the most muscle and lose the most fat. Now I want to share with you some of the things that you may want to avoid. Things that are environmental factors that have been affecting our testosterone levels dramatically. Now, if you're living in the 21st century, you've definitely been exposed to a lot of these environmental factors that have been affecting your testosterone level for probably close to a decade. I mean, we have such an abundance of these things in our environment that they are just killing our testosterone levels. And the number one thing is BPAs. You've probably heard a lot about them as well, but BPAs are in plastics. They're in our Tupperwares. They're in our water jugs. And I know personally, I used to eat constantly out of Tupperware, and I still do, but I used to eat so much out of the plastic Tupperwares, I can only imagine how many BPAs I was consuming. And then for those of us that walk around with a gallon water jug or even a liter water jug that's plastic and refilling it, we're constantly giving our body those BPAs. And BPAs are shown to dramatically reduce testosterone levels. So what you can do there is switch to a glass container, switch to glass Tupperware, switch to a glass water bottle. Even though it might be a little heavier, the worst thing that you're going to get out of it is a stronger arm. And now we've got pesticides. Pesticides are everywhere too. You can't really avoid them. Even on a lot of the organic foods, we've got pesticides because we've got safe pesticides that may not be as toxic, but they're still foreign to our body and our body doesn't know how to process them. So simply, all you got to do is wash your vegetables. It's so easy to just be lazy and just want to eat them right out of the fridge. We just take a couple minutes and wash them thoroughly because all it takes is a little bit of that pesticide. You have to remember, these pesticides are designed to kill insects. Hormones and chemicals within the body and everything you need, they're a lot smaller than insects. So what it takes to kill one insect can probably kill thousands of critical enzymes and thousands of good bacteria within your body. So just make sure that you're washing them thoroughly and getting all the pesticides off. If you can, try to go organic because you run a much less risk of getting those anti-testosterone effects than you would if you were getting non-organic. But it's definitely a little bit more expensive to go that route. If you have to, just make sure you're washing them thoroughly. Lastly, look out for phthalates and plasticizers. Phthalates and plasticizers are in lotions, they're in creams, they're in things because they make them a little bit more flexible, gives it that cream-like texture. Well, we're finding that those kill your testosterone levels. And here's kind of an interesting fact. So testosterone is dramatically converted in your skin. So you've got that conversion from testosterone to DHT, and it happens in your sebaceous glands, which are just underneath your skin. They're actually what creates oily skin. That's why you've heard people that are using a lot of testosterone or on testosterone replacement, sometimes they get acne. Well, that's because the testosterone conversion is happening in the skin. So if you have something that kills testosterone and you're putting it on your skin, like a typical lotion, you are directly impacting the conversion of testosterone within your body. So more than anything, putting a lotion on your skin that can kill testosterone is going to have the most dramatic effect of anything. So when you're implementing everything that I've mentioned in this video, there's one more thing that you want to keep in mind. So what you need to do is start reducing the amount of sugar that you're taking in and replacing it with the cruciferous vegetables that I talked about in the beginning of the video as well. Doing that simply is going to dramatically increase your testosterone levels, lower your estrogen levels, and not to mention give you a lot more energy and free up your digestive system to absorb more nutrients, get more protein synthesis, and build the muscle that you want to build. All right, guys, keep it locked in on Six Pack Shortcuts for more nutrition tips and, of course, as always, the workout videos. See you guys in the next video.